Luke, first of all, let's talk a little bit about Zeus. This is a different Zeus than we've ever seen before. What was, when you and Tarsem were talking about Zeus, what was your philosophy, and what did you guys want to bring to Zeus that maybe we haven't seen in other films before?
Well, Tarsem's decision was to make all the gods young looking. But essentially, my character, Zeus, even though he looks like a young man, he's actually thousands of years old. Because Tarsem's argument was, well, why, if you were a god and you had all the powers in the world, you can do anything, you know, why would you want to be old, wrinkly, slightly overweight with grey hair, sitting on a big throne doing nothing? So, and I got that. I understood it, because I was a little bit daunted at the task of taking on such an iconic role as Zeus, when the people that have played it before have been people like Laurence Olivier and Liam Neeson. And now I was 31 when we shot it, and I'm thinking, shit, you know, this is a big deal. But that was the first challenge. And the second challenge was then to take on all the other aspects. So the fact that he's a god, take that away, is the fact that he's a father. Yeah. And he's a father to two children in the film that are just only a few years younger than myself, which is very, very another challenge. And in fact, he's a king, he's a warrior, he's a badass action hero too, because he does all this fighting in the movie. So there was a lot to chew on, which is great. As an actor, it's great to challenge the audience and challenge yourself and create a role that I hope people can relate to. Even though he's a god, he actually has human qualities. You know, he feels pain, and he has to make very harsh decisions in the film. And also the epic moment for me was the fact that I turned into John Hurt. I mean, who wouldn't want that? I mean, awesome. Come on, that is quite a cool. No, right? Yeah, that's clever stuff.
Now, one of the really neat things about Zeus in the film is, and one of the things that comes across very strongly, is his philosophy and policies, if you will, regarding the gods and their relationship with human beings. Talk about that philosophy he has.
Well, he believes that, you know, Earth is Earth and Olympus is Olympus. And to delve into man's affairs is not why the gods are there. Zeus is, he comes with a lot of wisdom. He makes laws. They might be hard to stick to, but they're the right thing to do. And the other gods have real difficulty watching the pain and the suffering, and watching the good guys losing the battle, basically. But Zeus understands that unless they win themselves, and unless Theseus leads his people and wins the battle against Hyperion, they'll never be able to follow through, and mankind will be over, because they have to fight their own battles. It's a bit like a dad telling their kid, he comes home from school and he's crying, and he's been beaten up, and the dad goes, you go back to school tomorrow and you beat him back, it's that sort of thing. And so that's the main philosophy behind Zeus's rules, but they obviously break them. The gods can't bear it, and so they get involved. And Zeus has to compromise his beliefs and what he's stuck to. But it's an interesting journey Zeus goes on, because he does have to almost slightly compromise the rules he set down because of his love and for mankind. He doesn't want to see them be ruined by this wicked, dark force that is King Hyperion, and then the unleashing of the Titans.
Now, we've seen countless tellings of Greek mythology on screen with the gods and Theseus and Zeus and all these. What is it, do you think it is about the story of Zeus and the story of the gods that is so appealing and that people just seem to connect with, regardless of whichever movie-watching generation it is?
Well, essentially, it's the good old good versus evil story. But what's incredible about the story of Theseus and Zeus is that there's this young man who looks like he's fighting a battle he's never going to win, and you so are behind this guy and the people that are on his side, on his team, and when the gods invest, they come to Earth and they support you. You just literally want to cheer when you're sitting in this watching this movie, because it really gets you going, and that says a lot about why Greek mythology and the stories of Greek mythology have been around for so long. Because they're fantastic stories, and they get retold, sometimes okay, sometimes not so okay, and sometimes they get done by Tarsem Singh, and he makes something which I feel is a masterpiece.